Hey everyone. In this video, we're going to answer the question, who is Barnabas? Let's get into it. First of all, we know that Barnabas means son of encouragement or son of consolation, but what we don't know is what his real name was. We do know that his name was Joseph or Jose's, but the apostles gave him the nickname Barnabas because of what his name meant. Since he was a Levite, like the priests in the Old Testament, he was from the island of Cyprus, which made him a Hellenistic Jew, someone who followed Jewish customs but also spoke Greek. Now let's look at his ministry. In Acts chapter 4, verse 36, it says there was a Levite, a Hellenistic Jew named Barnabas, son of consolation. Paul wanted to take Silas, but Barnabas wanted to take John Mark. Paul said no, Barnabas said yes. So they split up over this. This happened in Antioch in Syria. He sold a field that belonged to him and gave the money to the apostles so they could use it to help people in need. And share it with your friends. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And later, John Mark became a valuable assistant to Paul. He traveled with Paul during his second and third missionary journeys. And Paul said of him, "He who has taught many, including me, will be useful to you also." So Barnabas had a big heart. He was generous and he was willing to forgive and help someone who had made mistakes in the past. So right away we see that Barnabas was a Levite, which meant he was a descendant of Levi, one of Jacob's sons. He's remembered as a great preacher who helped establish the Christian community in Antioch, where believers were first called Christians. They were afraid of him. But Barnabas took Paul under his wing, so to speak, and vouched for him, introducing him to the other apostles. They traveled to Cyprus, then to the mainland, preaching the gospel to both Jews and Gentiles. Barnabas was a powerful preacher, and Acts chapter 11, verse 24, describes him as a good man, full of the Holy Spirit and of faith. This happened in Antioch and Pisidia. Barnabas was from Cyprus, and we can assume that as where he first heard about Paul and decided to go to Damascus to find him. He brought Paul back to Antioch, and together they taught in the church there. And that he was a Jew, but he wasn't an ethnic Jew. He was a Jew by faith, a proselyte. And the fact that he was called Hellenistic indicates that he was from the Greek-speaking part of the Jewish people. He was one of the key figures in the early church in Jerusalem, and he was known for his generosity. After Paul's dramatic conversion experience, he wasn't accepted by the other believers. When the time came for Paul to go on his first missionary journey, Barnabas went with him, along with John Mark, who was Barnabas' cousin. So, when Paul and Barnabas had a sharp disagreement about whether to take John Mark with them on their second journey, they went their separate ways. But before they parted ways, Barnabas took John Mark with him and probably helped him get his life together. We don't know exactly how he died, but early Christian tradition holds that he was martyred in Cyprus, where he had continued to preach after parting ways with Paul. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a comment.